Hi, everybody. I'm Paige Petruka, Associate Professor of Theater at ICC, and I wanted to thank you for tuning into a 1940s Christmas Carol. I also wanted to give you a little information about some of the exciting things we have coming up next semester in the theater department, because we are making art happen. On January 26th, Paul Molnar and I will be having auditions for our spring productions. It will be from 5 to 7 p.m., and everybody in the community is welcome to come. We'd love to have you. I will be directing Steel Magnolias, which I'm very excited about, and I know Paul's excited to be directing A Midsummer Night's Dream. My production will be held middle of March, and Paul's will be at the end of April, beginning of May. So if you want more information on auditions, please check out our Fine Arts at ICC Facebook page, or you can email Paul and me, and we'd be happy to help you. Please come out. We love your support. We appreciate all you do. Thanks. Take care.
Hi, my name is Paul Molnar, and I'm one of the professors of theater here at ICC. I'm standing in the Fine Arts building right now, looking at these beautiful murals that have been done by our art professor, JD. So I wanted to highlight those and let you know that sometime in February, we're going to be doing a launch so that everybody can come in and see this amazing work that's happening with the art department. Additionally, there will be an art showing in March, so please look at Fine Arts at ICC on Facebook to keep updated on things like that. As far as the theater department, I'm going to be directing a production of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. That is going to be happening April 30th, May 1st and 2nd at the Bandshell. So I'm very excited about that. One final thing I want to leave you with. Myself and two of my colleagues here are launching a summer professional theater company. This is going to be Summer 2022, and it's called Heartland Summer Stage. So we're very excited about that. Lots of art, lots of things happening here in Independence. You can check out Heartland on Facebook at Heartland Summer Stage. So we will see you around the building. Thank you.
Hey there. I'm Hannah Joyce, the Artistic Director of the William Inge Theater Festival. And man, I miss people so much. But I'm planning some fun things for when we can all come back together. The first thing will be in the spring of 2021, which is just around the Snowy Bend. We are going to have a Flesh and Blood playwright for our Playwrights in Residence program to come back to rural Kansas, live in William Inge's boyhood home, teach locally at a high school and at the college, and write and workshop a play. After that, in spring of 2022, we are going to come back together for the most joyous and incredible 39th William Inge Theater Festival to celebrate Lynn Nottage. This festival has been postponed now twice due to the pandemic, and I cannot wait to hug all of you because we'll all be huggers by then, right? I miss you. I can't wait to see you. Please keep an eye on our website, ingecenter.org, for more information. In the meantime, stay healthy, wear a mask. Let's all come back together very soon. Can't wait to see you.
Greetings, Dr. Markevich here with the ICC Music Department. I want to share a lot about what's going on in the spring of 2021. So first off, the ICC Pep Band will continue to perform. We will be playing at all basketball games outside in the courtyard. We're going to call it Pirate Pep Hour, and we hope you can attend. And if you want to play an instrument, just join us anytime you like. Every home basketball game between the men and women's games. Also, the orchestra, which we launched in the fall, will celebrate Beethoven's 250th into 2021. First concert will be March 24th at the Memorial Hall. The ICC Concert Band will do an outdoor concert at the Bandshell first week of May, Monday, May 3rd. And the ever-popular ICC Jazz Band will also play on May 3rd, as well as at Stoney's Bar and Grill at the outside deck, socially distant, on May 5th. Finally, if you want to keep up with all the other things we'll be doing, go to the ICC Fine Arts Facebook page. We constantly put updates with everything in theater, art, music, and vocal. Take care.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Thank you very much for joining us for this watch party of a 1940s Christmas Carol, a brand new play written by our colleague Paige Petruka, produced for the first time right here at Independence Community College. Thank you very much. This is our gift to you. I hope you enjoy it. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Judy, I want to talk to you all about something. Where are the other two?
Warming up, I believe.
Charlie, is this about Topher?
Topher, no. Why would this be about Topher?
Well, he isn't here yet.
Well, you know, Topher, he cuts it close sometimes, but he always manages to make it for showtime.
Let's hope you're right. The snow out there is getting pretty bad.
It's mad, I tell you. It's a good thing the rest of us got here when we did.
Yes. Anyway, I would like to introduce you Patsy. This is my niece Patsy. She's interested in radio, plus she loves A Christmas Carol, so I thought today would be good to join us. I have to get that. Will you introduce yourselves while I take this call?
Patsy! Pleasure to meet you. Hank Jeffries, leading man.
The Hank Jeffries will cut off my leg and call me Shorty.
Lana Smith. Pleasure.
Heidi ho, Miss Smith.
Hi, Patsy. I'm Judy Miller.
What's buzzin', cousin?
Well?
Still no sign of him.
Oh no. No. This is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
What's dreadful?
Our sound engineer, he isn't here yet. Oh, Ralphie, this is Charlie's niece, Patsy.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I can't tell you how camp happy I am to be here.
What are we going to do if Topher doesn't make it? We all know that the sound engineer's job is crucial to the radio. Those sounds help the audience follow the story, plus they create interest and ambience
He's
and
never
depth.
cut it this close before. I hope he's all right.
He must be. Charlie.
Surely.
Shirley!
What? What do you all need? I'm right in the middle of my vocals.
No, not you, Shirley.
Surely as in sure, but with an L-Y at the end.
Oh, for heaven's sake, how is an actress supposed to warm up properly if she keeps hearing her name over and... Oh, who are you?
I'm Patsy, Charlie's niece.
Just why are you here?
To learn all about the biz. I love the radio, and seeing how my aunt runs things ought to be a gas.
Where is Charlie?
Charlie, hey, listen, Charlie. Worried about Topher. I mean, you're only leaving his name.
Quiet, please! You don't want to strain your voices before the show, do you? Let's all take some deep breaths. Okay, 1, 2. There, doesn't that feel so much better? Right. 10 minutes to show. So that was Topher on the phone just now. I don't want everyone to get all worked up, but Topher has been in an accident.
I knew it. I just knew something had to be wrong.
He's fine. He has a little bump on the head.
What happened to him?
He had a little accident on the way here, but as I said, he's going to be fine.
If he's going to be fine, then why isn't he here?
He called from the hospital. They are going to keep him overnight for observation to be sure he does not have a concussion.
A concussion! A concussion can be very serious. It can mean temporary memory loss.
Yes, we all know about concussions, but we also know Topher, and he's a trooper, and he'll come through this with flying colors.
Wait, what does that mean for the show?
That is an excellent question, Judy. So, I want everyone to remain calm while I explain what is going to happen. You're all going to make your own sound effects.
What? Charlie, listen, as your leading man, I believe I speak for the group by saying that will not work.
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
That was my question.
It's obvious why not.
I'm listening.
Because
Because we're all going to be rather busy performing the lines of the show.
I don't think we know exactly what Topher used to make these sounds anyways.
Oh, come now. We're professionals.
at least I am. I think that we can figure out when to ring a bell.
There's a little bit more to it than simply ringing a bell, Shirley.
I, for one, am up for the challenge. The show must go on.
Thank you, Shirley.
Point us to the things Topher uses and we'll get to work.
So, that is the other problem. Topher has all the equipment with him.
What?
We're done. Hear me?
Shirley, now, you've taken it too far. My agent will hear about this.
All right, people, listen up. I have no doubt that we can do this. What was it that Shirley just said moments ago. What mantra did she utter? One that we use repeatedly in show business, and we mean it. Judy, what is it?
The show must go on.
That's right! The show must go on. So, this is what we are going to do. I want you to go find anything that makes any kind of sound and put it here on the sound table. We'll figure it out as we go, and when the script calls for a sound, we'll make a sound. Everyone will pitch in.
What about me?
You will help with something. Yes. Yeah, right. What are you waiting around for? Let's go.
Oh my God.
Wow. It's a real boo that your sound guy can't make it.
Yes, it's very unfortunate, but on the bright side, I think having you here is going to be a great help.
So what's the poop? What do you need me to do?
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to find enough things for showtime since it's in,
6 minutes.
yes, 6 minutes. So I'll need you to keep collecting things and bringing them to us. Anything you can find at all, just bring it in here quietly and put it on this table. Do you understand?
I dig. Where should I look?
Anywhere, everywhere. The more things, the better. Even if we don't end up using them, we just need options. Patsy, thank you for your help with this.
It's cool. I'll go see what I can find with my peepers. Be right back.
I don't know what that means.
I think this can work. Here, listen.
I like it. Put it here. Go find more.
I got this off your desk. When you close it really hard, it sounds like a door.
Excellent.
You know, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah. Go find more.
Sorry, Charlie.
5 minutes.
Okay. Shirley, can't you see? We're in a bit of a hurry here.
I can, but I don't run. I found this.
It's a book.
Yes, but listen. It sounds like running, water, or the wind. Take your pick.
It's a stretch.
Maybe so, but we're out of time.
Fine, take your place for top of show. Thank you.
I got this.
It was all I could find. But I think it'll work for something. Do you want to hear it?
No, we don't have time. Just put it here and take your places. Thank you.
What about these?
Rubber gloves, maybe.
I got it! Oh, excuse me. Okay, if you sit on the stool just right, it squeaks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have squeaks.
Perfect. Ralphie, since you know what to do, will you be the official squeaker for the show?
Yeah.
Great. Take your places.
I found some wood.
Oh.
I got this from your office, too. It's a stapler.
I can see that.
I'm not sure we can use it for, but it's got to be good for something, right?
Did you look anywhere besides my office?
Why, no, I didn't. Want me to keep looking?
No. Where's Hank?
He was right behind me.
Okay, places. What's that supposed to be?
This is my dinner.
I can see that.
There has got to be something in here we can use.
Two, 1 minute. Let's go. Places. KFLG AM 730 Radio is proud to present this evening's theatrical production of Charles Dickens' classic tale, A Christmas Carol. Marley was dead, to begin with. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. Dead as a doornail. This must be distinctly understood if anything wonderful is going to come from the story I am about to relate. In life, Marley was business partners with Ebenezer Scrooge. He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge, hard and sharp as a flint. No warmth could warm, no wintry weather chill him, no wind that blew was bitterer than he. Our story begins inside, where there are no sounds of howling wind. None whatsoever. It was Christmas Eve, and outside, Scrooge could hear the sound of carolers passing by.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun!
Oh, humbug!
Ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Well, that certainly is loud.
Jingle bells,
You would think the carolers outside would be a little quieter, wouldn't you? It's almost as if they're in my office right here with me where I currently am working. Oh, well, they've done singing. I'm so very glad.
Scrooge had a clerk named Bob Cratchit. He was a kind, hard-working man, although currently quite cold because Scrooge used very little coal to warm the office.
Cratchit! What's the matter with you?
Sorry, sir. It's a bit cold in here, don't you think?
You're not the one providing the coal, are you, Cratchit?
No, sir.
I thought so. Cold. Bob. Humbug! Cratchit, did you hear that?
He what, sir?
I thought I heard a knocking.
Ah, there it is. I'll go check and see who's there.
Good.
Merry Christmas, Uncle!
Christmas.
God save you.
Bob. Humbug!
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, what right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Oh, Uncle.
What good has Christmas ever done you?
Christmas is a kind, forgiving, charitable time. And though it has never put a scrap of gold in my pocket, it has done me good, and it will do me good, and I say God bless it. Now, come and have Christmas dinner with me and Clara.
Why ever did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Love? Humbug. Good afternoon, nephew.
But Uncle, surely...
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. But I shall keep my Christmas humor till the last. Merry Christmas, Uncle, and a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. Do I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Scrooge. Marley's been dead 7 years to the day.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner. At this festive time, it is customary to make donations to the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly during this time of year.
Ah, but are there not prisons or poorhouses?
Plenty of them. And they are far too busy. I wish I could say they were not.
I am very glad to hear it.
What shall we put you down for?
Nothing. I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas. I give to the establishments I have mentioned. The poor must go there.
But some would rather die.
If they'd rather die, then they should do it and decrease the surplus population. Now, good afternoon.
Then we shall leave you to your misery. Good day, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Scrooge.
The two women left, frustrated with the old man. Just then, a small child was heard outside the door singing a familiar Christmas carol.
Singing? What's the meaning of this?
I do believe it's a caroler, sir.
Of course it's a caroler, you fool. Cratchit, no need for you to walk to the door with me.
Sir?
I said there's no need to hear your footsteps as well, since you are supposed to be working at your desk.
Oh, yes, of course. There, I'm back in my seat.
Good. I'll go see who's at the door.
Now bring us a figgy pudding. Now bring us a figgy pudding. Now bring us a figgy pudding.
Who are you and what do you want with me?
I am spreading Christmas joy, sir. My mother says I have a beautiful voice.
Your mother is a liar.
But she said...
Child, would you get off my property immediately? I do not wish to hear any more about your figgy pudding.
You're a terrible man.
Humbug! I know it didn't sound like it, but that was me, slamming the door on that Christmas caroler.
Whatever you say, Mr. Scrooge.
I do say, humbug.
At length, the hour of shutting the house arrived. Bob Cratchit, was looked over by Mr. Scrooge. He couldn't help himself.
I suppose you'll be wanting the whole day off tomorrow.
If it's convenient, sir.
It is not convenient.
It's only once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But here, all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir, thank you. And a very, humbug to you, Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge left his office in a huff. He walked home in the foggy night, his breath visible in the air as he breathed. Still, the piercing cold had little effect on him. As he approached his front door, he noticed the knocker looked rather odd to him.
What's this?
Before his very eyes, the knocker transformed to what looked distinctly like Marley's face.
Marley, is that you? Come, what's the meaning of this? Marley's face? What's happening? I don't understand. Marley's face, it's not there now. I don't believe it. I don't hear the chains either. I must have been imagining it. Humbug!
What was that terrible sound? Was it indeed Marley's face in the door knocker, and what did it all mean? You'll find out after this quick commercial break.
You need a present for your mailman, a present for your waiter, a present for the person who wants your alligator. Jim Hayward's Fine Art Den. Chocolates, if you want great ideas, we have a mind a dozen. There's something for your therapist and slightly stupid cousin. Jim Hayward's Fine Art Den. Chocolates. Choosing gifts for folks' disdain requires one be judicious. With little venture, much is gained. The chocolate is amazing, but the art is so delicious. A picnic for a worker, a painting for your boss. Everyone's considered your extra chili sauce. Jim Hayward's Fine Art, that not only fine art. Jim Hayward's Fine Art, that chocolates.
When last we left Scrooge, he was terrified by what he saw on his front door. What was it exactly? Was it all his imagination? He simply did not know. Still, he entered his room cautiously, quietly.
My front door sounds as bad as my office door. I guess I better slow down since it's so dark in here and I'm a little nervous about what I think I just saw. Ooh! Goodness me, what a terrible sound! Or sounds. I wonder what it could be. I know. It must be an open window and the wind is causing the curtains to flap. I'll quickly go over and close it. There, that's better. But still, I feel rather uneasy. Perhaps I should explore the house to make sure nothing is amiss. First, though, I'm going to light this candle.
Sitting room. Bedroom. Lumber room. All as they should be. Nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, a small fire in the grate. Quite satisfied, he closed his door and he locked himself in. Creak. And then Scrooge did something he never does. He double locked himself in. Oh. Actually, he triple locked himself in. And he changed into his dressing gown and sat close to the small fire. He stewed over seeing Marley's face, even though he was 7 years dead. Looking around the room, his eyes rested on a small, unused bell. Suddenly, without warning, the bell began to ring, quiet at first, but louder with each passing second. Ding! 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 Suddenly, without there came what sounded distinctly like heavy metal chains dragging across the floor. The sound grew louder and louder until it felt as though it was in the very room with Scrooge.
James! Hum! I don't believe it.
Like the bell, the clanging suddenly stopped. And before him stood the ghost of Jacob Marley.
Oh, now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you, then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe me.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. There's more of gravy than of grave about you.
Oh.
Most dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me?
I am doomed to wander through the world and witness what I might have shared in life to bring about happiness to others, but didn't. Ooh.
You are threatened. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life, link by link, yard by yard, and you, Ebenezer, you wear such a chain yourself.
Jacob, speak comfort to me.
I have none to give. It is at this time of year when I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings, my eyes turned down, and never raised them to that blessed star which led the wise man to a poor abode? Hear me! My time is nearly gone. You will be visited by 3 spirits. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over with?
The second on the next night, and the same hour, the third upon the next night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate.
But Jacob!
Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us.
The spectre moaned a terrible moan. And the chains began to rattle again. However, this time, Marley's moan seemed to be joined by other apparitions. And with that, the ghost of Jacob Marley was gone. Scrooge sat in silence for only a little while, and with being overcome by emotions, the fatigues of the day, or perhaps this glimpse into the invisible world, went straight to bed and fell asleep upon the instant. We will return to Scrooge's story after this brief commercial message.
Say, William, how's it going with that deck construction of yours? Well, golly gee willikers, Ted. I sure would like to finish up this weekend, but wouldn't you know I broke my hammer yesterday, and what with the steel rations, I can't find a replacement anywhere in town. Well, gee golly willikers, William, have you tried Sayers Ace Hardware? Sayers Ace Hardware? Sayers Ace Hardware. William, I tell you, they've got some of the hardest wares that you ever did see in your whole dad-blamed life. Steel rations be durned. Language, Ted. Well, I'm sorry, William. I just can't help myself. You know how excited a fella can get over a good rotary saw. That's the truth. More excited than I ever did rotary see. Sayers Ace has bags and rags and garden needs like hose and seeds, spades and shuffles, sometimes truffles, hammers, nails, and water pails. You can buy an outdoor grill or upgrade your old cordless drill when you need to fix your place. Buy your hardware from Sayers Ace. Also mulch.
When last we saw Ebenezer Scrooge, he was so overcome from the otherworldly visitation of Jacob Marley that he fell fast asleep in his bed. And now he woke in the darkness. Suddenly, he heard the chimes of a nearby church bell. Scrooge began counting the chimes. 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 12. And then the chime stopped. Oh.
12! It was past 2 when I went to bed. It isn't possible that I've slept through an entire day and far into another night.
Scrooge lay in bed, and he thought and thought and thought it over, but could make nothing of it. He resolved to lie awake until the 1 o'clock hour.
Quarter past. Half past. 3/4 past.
Suddenly, the brightest light filled the room. Scrooge's bed curtains were drawn, and before him there was an apparition. It was childlike, wearing a tunic of the purest white. It held a branch of fresh green holly in its hand, and had a shining crown about its head.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What business brings you here?
Your welfare.
A night of unbroken rest would be more conducive to that end.
Your reclamation then. Take heed. Rise and walk with me. The spirit began making its way to the bedroom window.
But, spirit, I am mortal and liable to fall.
Bear a touch of my hand, and you shall be upheld. As the words of the ghost were spoken, they passed through the wall and stood out on an open country road with fields on either hand. The city had entirely vanished. Not a vestige of it was to be seen. The darkness had vanished with it, for it was a clear, cold winter day.
Good heavens! I know this place. I was a boy here.
You recollect the way?
I could walk it blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. They walked until a little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, tiny church, and a winding river. Several boys were seen in the distance, cheering and laughing with each other. These are the shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. As they approached the boys, Scrooge could recognize them all as they wished each other a Merry Christmas and entered their carriages, which should take them home for the holiday. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
I know it. Poor child. I wish...
What is the matter?
Nothing. There was a little child singing Christmas carols at my door last night. I should have liked to have given her something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas. They left the schoolhouse and in an instant were transported to a city. People passed, carts and coaches battled for the way. It was Christmas time and the streets were lit up. Do you know this place?
No. I was an apprentice here.
They entered the warehouse, and to Scrooge's delight, he saw himself speaking with his former employer, Old Fezziwig.
Yo ho, my boy. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve.
It was time for the annual Fezziwig Christmas party. Music played, people danced and laughed. There was cake and roast and mince pies and plenty of beer. A small matter to make these folks full of gratitude.
Small?
Is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money.
The happiness he gives is quite as much as if it cost a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing. I should have liked to have a word or two with my clerk just now, that's all.
My time grows short. Quick!
It's me again. Older now, but...
Scrooge was not alone. He sat by the side of a fair young girl in a morning dress, in whose eyes there were tears.
It matters little. Another idol has displaced me.
Well, what idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty, and there is nothing it seems to condemn with as much severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion, gain, engrosses you.
I have not changed towards you.
You are changed in nature, in an altered spirit, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. Therefore, I release you with a full heart of the love of him you once were. May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
Spirit, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight in torturing me?
I told you, these are the shadows of things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
Remove me. I cannot bear it. That light, It's so blinding. And that sound! Tell me, are you removing me from this place?
Somehow, Scrooge found himself in his bedroom in his own bed, his blinding light fading fast. Scrooge was instantly overcome by an irresistible drowsiness and sank into a very deep sleep. Scrooge awoke when the bell of his old clock struck 1. Instantly, a blaze of light coming from the other side of the door to the room adjoining his shone through. He got up out of bed and shuffled in his slippers to the door. The moment his hand was on the doorknob, a strange voice called him by his name and bade him enter.
Creak.
Come in and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me.
The adjoining room was filled with holly, mistletoe, and ivy. Heaped on the floor were poultry, mince pies, sausages, plum pudding, red-hot chestnuts, and cherry-cheeked apples. And on the couch sat what appeared to be a jolly giantess, holding a torch and wearing a wreath made of holly.
You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Have never walked forth with my elder siblings in these later years?
I'm afraid I have not. Have you many siblings, Spirit?
1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night and learned a lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
As you wish, Spirit.
The room and the bounteous feast within it vanished away, and the two stood on the city streets on Christmas morning.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Let nothing you dismay.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day.
People flocked to churches, carried highly decorated boxes, and hurried with wicker baskets full of candied fruit, figs, coffee, and the like. Perhaps it was the Spirit's kind and generous nature that led them to the home of Bob Cratchit. Cratchit's wife and children were milling about the house, preparing for what was sure to be a feast.
What has ever got your precious father and your brother Tiny Tim?
He's coming, Mother.
Into the home came Bob Cratchit and his youngest son, Tiny Tim, who bore a crutch and had limbs supported by an iron frame. He greeted his children and his wife with a good-natured smile.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, darling. How is Tiny Tim?
As good as gold and better. He told me coming home, he hoped the people in church saw that he was a cripple so they could remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Come now, let's have dinner. Children, get the table ready. With steaming hot gravy, mashed potatoes and applesauce.
It's a feast fit for a king indeed.
What's fun is that, Mother?
What would you all say to pudding?
Hooray!
Hooray!
A Merry Christmas to all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
To Mr. Scrooge,
Bob Cratchit.
I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast. Whoa.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
To Mr. Scrooge.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the corner, a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh no, kind spirits say he will be spared.
None other of my race will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Scrooge hung his head at this. He was filled with the deepest of sorrows.
Come, there is more to see.
Scrooge took a hold of the Spirit's robe, and instantly they were whisked away. Stay tuned as Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol continues.
Running around town with the runs when you have to run around to run you down. Now if you're feeling run down cause you have to run around town while you have the runs, then you run straight down to Independence, Independence. of the runs is truly no fun at all. But you don't have to let it spoil your plans. Stop in at Independence Pharmacy today. They have everything you could need to regain control of those rebellious bowels. Medication, wipes, and bandages for those extreme cases. You can also have a chocolate malted while you wait to help take your mind off of things. Come meet the helpful staff at Independence Pharmacy before those runs run you down. Se habla español.
We now return to Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. The ghost of Christmas Present and Ebenezer Scrooge suddenly appeared in another place, a modest but tasteful home. It was unfamiliar to Scrooge.
Spirit, where are we?
Listen, you will hear.
He said Christmas was a humbug. His eye lived. He believed it too.
Yeah. I know it doesn't sound like it, but could that possibly be my nephew Fred?
More shame for him, Fred.
Ah, yes, my nephew Fred and his wife Clara and others who I can only assume my guests.
Listen now to what your nephew has to say.
He's a comical old fellow. That's the truth. However, his offences carry their own punishment.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? Wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it, and he is never going to benefit us with it.
Well, I have no patience with him.
I have. I'm sorry for him. The consequence of him taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us is that he loses pleasant memories, which would do him no harm.
Fred, Clara, come join us for a game. Yes, I would welcome a game.
A game? I didn't realize Christmas was a time for games.
What shall we play? Yes and no.
Wonderful. Master.
You have one already.
Indeed I do. Animal?
Yes. A disagreeable animal.
Yes. Does it live in London?
Yes. Does it growl and grunt?
Yes. Is it a horse? No. A cow? No.
A pig?
No. A rat? No.
Does it walk about in the streets?
Yes.
Wait, I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it then?
Your Uncle Scrooge.
He has given us plenty of merit, I am sure. It would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So I say to Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, wherever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it nevertheless.
A toast to me. I have treated Fred so poorly.
Come, my time is short.
Spirit, are you growing older?
I am.
Our Spirit's lives so short.
My time upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight at midnight. Hark! The time is drawing near.
It was at that moment that Scrooge could see what looked like claws at the bottom of the spirit's robe.
Look here! A boy and girl, shriveled and twisted. They are man's children, they cling to me. The boy is ignorant, the girl is what? Beware of them both, for on their brow is written doom. And thus describing is arise.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons or poorhouses?
Spirit, where are you going? Spirit, I can no longer see you.
We will return to the exciting conclusion of A Christmas Carol after this word from our sponsor.
It sure seemed like he was sweeter. Oh, did you want me? Did you want to use the rest? I must admit.
had just issued a warning to him. Beware of wanton ignorance, because unless the writing on their forehead was erased, written doom. And then in that moment, the spirit vanished. Scrooge looked around. He could see that spirit no longer, but oh, what a spirit took her place. A frightening specter, a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist on the ground toward him. The spirit's head was concealed. Nothing of its form was visible except for its long, bony hand. Scrooge was terrified. And it is perhaps because of this fear that made his voice sound really quite different.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me the shadows of things that have not yet happened but will happen. Is that so, spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any other spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on. The night is waning fast. Lead on, spirit.
In an instant, the spirit and Scrooge were transported to another time, another place. Instantly, they were in the heart of the city, surrounded by merchants and businessmen and women. Money was chinking about in their pockets as they moved. The spirit stopped beside one particular group of merchants and pointed.
Am I to look there, spirit?
I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
I thought he'd never go. What has he done with his money?
He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided.
Spirit, I know those people. Who are they talking about?
But the spirit didn't answer. It began moving or gliding to an obscure part of town. Scrooge followed.
Where are we going, spirit?
Again, the spirit didn't answer. They came upon a lowbrow resale shop filled with a menagerie of things.
Am I to look in here, spirit? Open that bundle, Joe, and let me know the value of it. I'm not afraid to be the first.
What do we have here? A pencil case, a pair of sleeve buttons, and a brooch of no great value. Here's your payment for these items, and nor 6 pence more. Who's next?
I brought sheets and towels, 2 silver teaspoons, sugar tongs, and boots.
I always give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine. Actual payment. Ask me for more, and I'll knock off half a crown.
Joe! I have another bundle. Look inside.
Where were you guys? Bed curtains? You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I do. Why not? And I brought his blankets too. He isn't likely to take cold without them, I dare say.
I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Oh, this is the end of it. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive.
So to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see now. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Will you not speak to me? Spirit, if there's any person in this town who feels emotion caused by this man's death, show that person to me.
Once again, the spirit and Scrooge were transported to a different place, one that Scrooge was quite familiar with now.
Wait, Bob Cratchit's house. But why are we here, Spirit? And he took a child and sat in the midst of them. The light hurts my eyes. They become weak in the candlelight. I wouldn't want to show weak eyes to your father.
I think he's walked a little slower these last few evenings, Mother.
That strange sound must mean your father is at the door.
Hello, family.
Hello, Father. Did you go today, my dear?
Yes, I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. Oh, my child. My little child. However and whenever we part from one another, I am sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim. Shall we? Or this first parting that there was among us?
Never, Father.
Never.
Oh no. No, not Tiny Tim!
But before Scrooge could say any more, instantly they departed.
Where are we now? A churchyard? Why are we here? Spirit, I feel so cold. And it is terribly dark. What am I to see here?
The spirit said nothing, but looked in another direction and pointed.
Am I to look there? But these are gravestones. Is it here I am to learn the name of that wretched man whose things are being sold off?
The spirit moved towards one gravestone and pointed.
Before I draw near to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? If certain courses are departed from, the ends will change. Say it is thus with what you show me. Am I that man? I see the name. Ebenezer Scrooge. That's the name on the gravestone. My name. Oh no, Spirit, no! Hear me. I am not the man I was. My shadowness and my pastoral hope. Good Spirit, assure me that I yet may change these shadows you've shown me thou not in life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all here. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons they teach. Oh, tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
Suddenly, Scrooge reached out to the spirit and grabbed its bony hand. The spirit sought to free itself, but Scrooge held it too tightly. The spirit repulsed Scrooge, but he didn't relent. To Scrooge's surprise, the phantom's hood and dress shrunk, collapsed, and dwindled into a bedpost.
I will change. I will. Jacob Marley, I say this on my knees. On my knees.
And Scrooge was changed. He was a changed man, so much so that he sounded the same as before. But he was changed because of the spirits.
My bed curtains. They aren't torn down. They are here. I am here. The shadows of things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be, I know. They will be. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather, as merry as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to all the world. I don't know what day it is. How long have I been among the spirits?
Scrooge crossed to his bedroom window and opened it.
Good old window that sounds like someone eating an apple. I must have that looked at, eh? Excuse me, young person, up here. Hello, can you see me?
Hello, sir.
What day is it?
What day is it, sir?
Yes, lass, what day is it?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. Oh, I haven't. Oh, the spirits have done all this in one night. Well, of course they can. They can do anything they like. Young lass, do you know the poulterer at the next street on the corner?
I should hope I did.
What remarkable lass. Yes, do you know if they've sold that prize turkey, the one hanging in the window there?
What? The one as big as me?
Yes. Yes, child, that one.
It's hanging there now.
Go and buy it. Have them bring it here that I may tell them where to send it. Come back with him and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you £5.
Oh, yes, sir.
The young girl was off like a shot.
Yes, I believe I will have that window looked at tomorrow. And as for that turkey, I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He shan't know who sent it to him. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim.
Scrooge dressed in his very best, scribbled a note with Bob Cratchit's address on it, and went outside to wait for the arrival of the poulterer. Suddenly, the door knocker caught his eye, the very one that looked like Jacob Marley the night before.
I shall love it as long as I live. I never looked at it before. What an honest expression it has on its face. It's a wonderful knocker.
The poulterer and the young lass arrived, and Scrooge conducted his business. He sent the turkey on to Cratchit's and gave the promised reward to the young lass. And then he stepped out onto the town on Christmas morn.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Ah, yes, so many songs to be sung. Look, it's the two women who came by my office yesterday. Well, didn't realize how crunchy freshly fallen snow sounds upon the ground. My dear ladies, how do you do? I hope you were successful yesterday. Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, I fear. It may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon.
Of course, Mr. Scrooge.
And will you accept this gift to your as a contribution?
Scrooge held out a large bag of coins and shook it.
Lord bless me!
My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
If you please, and not farthing less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, but do come by my office and see me. Come and see me.
We will, sir.
We will indeed.
Thank you. 50 times. Thank you. Bless you.
God bless you, Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge went about the town this Christmas morning. He went to church. He patted little children on the head. He watched people walking to and fro. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything could bring him so much happiness. He then made his way to his nephew's home.
Hello?
Is your master home, my dear?
Yes, sir. He's in the dining room upstairs. I'll show you.
He knows me. I'll just make my way there. Fred?
Who's that?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come to dinner. Will you let me in?
Of course. Let him in. Please join us. This is my wife, Clara.
How do you do, sir?
Very well, my dear. A Merry Christmas to you.
And a Happy New Year.
Scrooge was at home in 5 minutes. It was a wonderful party, with wonderful games and wonderful happiness. In fact, Scrooge could not remember a happier time. The next morning at 9 a.m., Scrooge sat in his office waiting for Bob Cratchit. He wanted to catch him coming in late, and sure enough, late he was. It was a whole 18 minutes after 9 when Cratchit finally made it in.
Cratchit! What's the meaning of this? What do you mean by coming here this time of day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir.
It's only once a year. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
I'll tell you what. I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore...
Bob Cratchit prepared for what he would be sure would be words of retribution. Only they never came.
And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family. We'll discuss all the details this afternoon, but for now, put another lump of coal on that fire before you dot another I.
Yes, sir, Mr. Scrooge.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did all of this and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a man, as good a master, as good a friend, as the good old city knew. It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, and of all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
that every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
And that concludes our telling of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Thank you for joining us this evening from all of us here at KFLG. Merry Christmas, and God bless us, everyone.
Oh, Carol,
Hank, you all right?
That was just killer diller.
Did I pass out? I don't know. I've never passed out before.
Oh my goodness, every time footsteps. Shoeboard footsteps me. I don't understand
I
it.
am so sorry for my brief absence. I was a little under the weather. Well, can you believe it? What terrible timing. Thank goodness Patsy was here.
Yes. You know, I'm just glad I came to when I did. That I would have hated to have missed that ending. That is my favorite part of the show. I don't mind saying.
Patsy, are you sure you've never been on the radio before?
Yes, you were just terrific. And I think most of our sound effects worked out pretty well. Most, not all of them.
Not too greedy.
Sorry, what?
That was just killer diller. I dig the radio more than I did before, Aunt Charlie. Thanks.
Well, all right. Well, listen up, people. Where's my other shoe?
Sound table. I'll get it.
Thank you, Charlie, and to everyone else, my talented cast of actors. You all pulled together and you created a great show. Congratulations, although I do think the real hero of tonight is my own dear niece, Patsy.
Hey, Patsy!
And one more thing, I would just like to say, in the immortal words of Tiny Tim, God bless us, everyone. Yes, God bless us, everyone. What do you say we all go call Topher?
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
please. Let's go.
Tell them about the